Crunch. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Breakfast Stream.
Spoon is hot.
Door is locked. Spoon is hot. Welcome to a new week. I mean, like 2 days ago. But, you know.
See, I always counted a new week as Monday as the first day.
Some people do that.
Because, like, that's the start of the work week, school.
Some people do that. I've always considered Sunday the start of the week, but...
Sunday's like the end, though. It's like the end of the weekend. You're getting ready for work on Monday. It's part of the weekend.
It doesn't matter because time is linear. Like, who cares? It could your first day of the week could be Thursday. Makes no difference. Anyway, good morning. First things first, I want to announce because I'll forget. And I know me, so I'm gonna forget. I feel like everyone would remind me, but tonight is Disc Only. The podcast with me and Tom and Jared and John. That'll be happening over at twitch.tv
At 9 Eastern.
ProtonJohn at 9 Eastern. It's a hour-long podcast. They all said not sure of what the thing was. So yeah, we're looking forward to it. And what exactly it will become or even is will remain to be seen. But we're excited about it. So that officially launches this evening. I am hungry.
Me too.
In what is pretty rare, I got in bed last night.
Mm-hmm.
I laid down, and my body said, "You're hungry." And I was like, "I'm hungry?" And my body was like, "You're hungry." And I'm like, "How hungry?" It's like, "Probably shouldn't even try sleep because you're going to wake up." And I was like, "Really?" It's like, "Mm-hmm."
Coffee!
So I got up. I was in bed. Mal was still getting ready for bed, and I had just gotten in bed. And I got up, and I had made something the other day. We had made dinner and had some leftovers, and I had just a little thing that was like... Thanks, Brandon. I had this little thing of rice and chicken. So I heated it up. And then I went and I sat on the edge of the bed and just ate this rice and chicken. And then I went to sleep. But I was right. I probably had to eat food. I didn't even have food yesterday.
It's because it was lunchtime and you were like, I don't want to eat.
I was sick.
And then we had dinner at normal time.
I was really sick yesterday. I don't know why, but my stomach was in bad shape, and when lunch came around, I had a little breakfast, but when lunch came around yesterday, I was like, can't stomach anything right now, so I just didn't. And then, by the time I went to sleep, my body caught up with me and was like, you should eat. Anyway. Basuna says, I'm thinking of showing my family the podcast who do not yet know y'all besides hearing your names every so often. Would y'all do an introduction of the group at the beginning if anyone just happens to stumble upon the show?
That'd probably be a pretty good idea, though, because, like, some people probably won't know who you are or who Jared are, but, like, they're here because of Tom, or...
Yeah, I think even if we only ever do it on the very, very first episode... like, that would be good. So anyone who gets into the podcast later and is like, I'm going to listen to the first episode, there's some introductions about who we are and what we do.
Mm-hmm.
That's not like a plan that we've had, but that's something I'll bring up either beforehand or live. Be like, hey, Everyone, tell me what you do. But yeah, it's a good idea. Anyway, let's start reading some of these. Pod text. Yeah, sure. The beans have been so early lately. Just continue to have them early. It's totally okay. I don't mind. Last week we were like super early beans. This week early beans. I'm like, sure. It's a new era. Gone are the days of 9:30. Now 9:05.
I'm gonna do like a half-hour breakfast stream, Mal. What do you think? It's only a half hour.
Oof. It grew naturally. Let me read some alerts. We've got subs from Dynamus92. We got another one from Delphinus1988. People with years. 10 months from Jackson Lee Gaming. 21 months from Kiwi Lee Scipio. Give me good luck. I'm going for an interview on Thursday.
Good luck.
Good luck. Good luck and good vibes. We've, continue to have fairly good track record about luck and vibe sendings. It's like I went through the thesaurus mentally there. Sendings. Also got a sub from King Crooks. Welcome. 9 months from TMM May. Or TM May 628. I'd like to cordially announce the birth of Cronkius III. He weighs 1 ounce, the approximate weight of a slice of bread. Happy 9 months, grandparents. Cheers. I guess Cronchius. I said Cronkius. We welcome the birth of your child laryngitis. His bronchitis, Cronkius. That was a mental... You got there. From now on, the timer rolls down. Kronk instead of crunch. I like how you say nothing. You say absolutely. You just let me run out of steam and move on my own.
That's my plan.
You don't even have to interject. Isn't that a character? Yeah, it's a character from Aladdin. Aladdin, but with the donkey. Which one is that? Or is it Camel? Emperor's New Groove. That's it. That's not Aladdin. Aladdin, but with Shrek. It's a llama!
Yeah.
Okay. I have never seen that film. But I've seen... a photo. I have seen a photo of this film. Do you have something to add now? Is it going to make my situation worse or better?
I've seen a photo. My mind put together Donkey in Aladdin.
Well, when I was like, it's a Disney film, so my brain was like, Aladdin? And I was like, Aladdin. And I was like, but it's got that donkey in it. But it's... I mean, people see how the lines got crossed. 300 bits from Nixelpad with the Bean Star Rain. I guess you got your wish. 17 months from Hugplex20. Good morning. Good morning. Hope your morning's going well. I saw, I was up here at the beginning. I saw Hugplex got air conditioning. So shout out to anyone currently rocking the air conditioning because of the needs of your personal surroundings. I know, for us, we would die.
Yeah.
We would die.
We would. It's way too hot here.
It's actually illegal if your landlords don't.
Oh yeah, that's one of the very few things that's like, you can call someone that's an emergency if they're not responding.
It's true. It's true. 5 months at Tier 2, Gold Toast from Prince Riku. 5 months of occasionally waking up early. Hooray for better time management and sleep schedules. I mean, I'm happy to get people in the mindset of waking up a little bit early. Helps us too. 21 months from Harm NTG. 21 months, time flies when you're having fun. Thank you, Harm. 13 months from Elio. 5 months from Crystallized Fish. Good morning, grandparents. Started a new job last week, so I can't watch breakfast stream in the mornings anymore live. Thank God for VODs. Hope you two have a wonderful day. Well, I'm glad you got a new job. I'm sad that you're missing breakfast stream, but, you know. Maybe you'll get like a day off at some point. You'll be here live again. Oh man, Jared, thank you. Jared gifting out 10 milk bombs. Thank you, Jared. Everyone getting that calcium. I also saw...
There's milk in my coffee.
Well, it's like the same thing then. I also saw a few people asking how you feel about your watch.
I like it.
You've had it for how many days?
Yesterday was really the first day I got to wear it because we opened it the day before, late at night.
Time is such an enigma to me that I couldn't remember if I gave it to you 2 days ago or like 6 days ago. Like I'm
still getting all like the settings because like my phone is on silent, but my watch still dinged when I got a text message. So I'll have to mess with more settings.
Yeah.
About what it's mirroring and where the sounds are coming from.
Yeah, fix it by Friday. That's my request. So we're not in the middle of Breath of the Wild and it goes ding.
Well, see, if we're really doing something, there's a mode for theater where it won't come on.
Oh, okay. Well,
so
there you go.
So it's not like lighting up when you're moving your wrist around at a movie theater.
That's good. Oh man, there's a bunch of milk. There's subs from Florelia. Yeah, five gift subs from Florelia and Elfie Goldfish and Uchi Plays. All happening right now. Snap, thank y'all. It's gonna be a very milky morning. Anyway, the watch is neat.
Yeah. It's nice to be told to get up and move around.
Yeah, that's the one thing. Well, Mel and I went for a walk yesterday, and I was asking about it, and I was like, "Oh snap, Danny, thank you as well." I was like, you know, the one thing that I think would be weird is I know that the watch it reminds you to get up and move every hour, and I was like, I bet if I was told to get up and move every hour, I would be surprised how often an hour is. Because I get up here and work, and like it'll be hours, you know. Yeah. And I don't get up, and I know that you're supposed to, but I don't, and I'm like, how bad for that is me? How bad is that for me long term? You know, for like blood clots or whatever. So yeah. Anyway, Mal's got one now. So when you stand up, just scream across the house. Just be like, "Hey, stand up!" And I'll be like, "Okay."
But will you?
I might. I will, because I'll have to, like, in order to hear you, I'll have to like get up and walk to the door. I'll be like, "What did you say?" And then we'll be set.
Okay.
Got stuff from Mappo Tofu 1234. 19 months from Shaman. Wondering if you've decided on a new show to watch. If not, I wanted to suggest Ruby. It's available on Rooster Teeth's YouTube channel, and most episodes of Season 1 are under 10 minutes. The color trailers come first, just an FYI. Yeah, we actually, we were sent, I don't know if it's the entire show. Might be the entire show.
It might be. On
Blu-ray. I know there's multiple seasons that were sent in mail. So we have the show. So we don't have to watch it necessarily on YouTube. There's I'm not sure what we're going to watch next, but we are going to watch something. Just for the fact that we finished BoJack, and now we're back to watching we're back on YouTube again, and we're realizing there's nothing to watch. So it's like, okay, alright, well, we should watch another show. So we're going to watch something soon.
Okay.
And if that involves a Blu-ray player, then I will I'll go put the PS3 in the living room.
Does the PS3 have Dark Cloud on it?
That's the PS4.
Oh, dang.
Are you looking for an excuse to play?
Well, I gotta play through Okage and take notes. So that when we finally play it.
Then why'd you ask about Dark Cloud?
Because they're both together.
But why not ask about Okage?
Because I forgot, and that was the first thing that came to mind.
Okay. Anyway, another show that we've been meaning to watch is Bebop, Cowboy Bebop. We have that on Blu-ray as well, and we've never seen it. We watched what is the one about the dog? Alchemy Dog.
Full Metal Alchemist.
Full Metal Alchemist.
Brotherhood.
Yeah, Full Metal Alchemist. We saw Full Metal Alchemist years ago.
Yeah.
Also, Alchemy Dog, Scooby Doo. Ruh-roh, equivalent exchange. Oh no, Scoob! God, that would make Scooby Doo a lot better. Oh no, Scoob! Zoinks! You've been messing with alchemy again! Ruh-roh, Shaggy! Man, I got off track.
Yeah, you did.
Woo! Sorry, that caused me a fun.
Coffee.
We watched Full Metal Alchemist a while ago, but we have Brotherhood, so, and it's been long enough that I don't remember the show very well.
Mm-hmm.
And also, it's a different show.
Yeah.
Like, apparently the first bit of it, there's your single jolly. You get one jolly. Apparently the first bit of Brotherhood is, like, very, very much the same as the other one, and then it, like, deviates completely.
Yeah.
So. But everyone that I've talked to just about prefers Brotherhood. Chaz is the one person that's been like, no, I like the first one.
Is he here this morning?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's here.
And yeah, which is fine. But a lot of people really like Brotherhood, so I want to see why they like it. So.
How about I pick an anime?
Chaz says, I'm not wrong, but we don't have time to go into that this morning. Okay. Fair. 11 months from Am in Iowa. 1 month till a year.
Coffee.
Time has flown by. Also, 12 months from Diamond Luxray. Congrats. Moving on to that number.
Space Vixen says Detective Conan.
No.
Oh.
Listen. Anyone that's asking for Detective Conan...
I kind of wanted to go see the movie when we were in Japan because, like, one of the movies was out, like, movie 23 or something.
Detective Conan or One Piece or anybody asking for those, we're never watching those shows. We're just never watching. It's just never gonna happen. They're too long.
I know.
They're too long. Did we watch 500 episodes of Dragon Ball? We did. Should we have in retrospect? Probably not. No.
Don't worry, I've read all of Conan. It's fine.
Yeah, Pokemon's the same way. Like, would I watch the Pokemon anime and I'm like,
Fruits Basket. I haven't seen season 2 yet, so, like, half of it would be new to me.
I'm
said
willing.
okay. Did you hear that?
I'm willing to watch anything, really. Like, just be aware that whatever we watch, I'm gonna tell you what I think about it.
I know.
If we watch something and I'm like, then I'm gonna be like, this. I have opinions about this, but we can. Anyway, 300 bits from Platinum Pikachu 153. I'm just wondering if you saw the thing I linked you on Twitter yesterday about a breed of sheep called Lonk. When I came across it, I couldn't help but think of you in Nintendo Switch shirts. I think I saw that? Maybe? Send it to me again. Sometimes I can't remember what I have and have not seen. Sometimes my brain does not do a... Well, I say sometimes. Often my brain does not do a good. So, send it to me again. I'll make sure I see it. 300 bits from White Wolf. He says, morning, grandparents. Question for Mal. Do you ever do commission work? And if so, is there any way I could reach out to you to talk about some details? My wife's birthday's in December. She mentioned before she'd love to have a piece of your artwork.
Commissions are something I've always wanted to do, but just really haven't had time to, like, set up and do them. So, not at this point, but it's something maybe in the future I might do.
I know people have been asking for a long time, but it's just not currently feasible.
Yeah.
But maybe at some point in the future. 8 months from Annoying Gamer 12. Haven't been here in a while. Welcome back. 9 months from Gingertail. Disc Only Toast. I bring the toast to Disc Only. And I presume that Jared brings the drums, Tom brings the screams, John brings...
Rosa, John.
No, bad. I was gonna say like maple syrup or something. Listen, it's breakfast stream, family friendly tag. I'm not even getting into that.
The glitches, that's a good one. Thank you.
Glitches
Space
is a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a good one. 13 months from Skull Kid 442. Steven, Sunday is during the weekend. You know, the end of the week.
Yeah. That's my argument.
I think this might be a country thing. Most calendars, if you look at a calendar that is sold in the U.S., they tend to put Sunday at the start of the week.
That's because they're centering the week, so they have space on the margins for you to write, because normally you're writing, like, work things.
So that's the whole thing,
That's my
and even
argument.
though it says Sunday at the beginning, oh, they mean Monday. That is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my life. Then what's the difference? If you're willing to take something that is graphically starts with Sunday and say, no, that is still Monday, then what does that mean? It's not that what you're saying is, like, wrong, but... Anyway. Wildfire says, weekends are like bookends, IMO. I like that idea. Poll? Is Fossix here this morning? I mean, we could ask. This might be an opportunity for a poll. It doesn't. Also doesn't have to be Fossix. The other mods know how to make polls. If one of the mods wants to make a poll on this, you're welcome to. There's a way to do it within. There's a way to do it within Twitch.
Yeah.
I know a lot of times we use straw poll, but there is a way to do it within Twitch. But whoever wants to run that, what day of the week does the week start? Sunday or Monday? I'm excited to know the results of this. 300 bits from Prince Riku, who says, the start of the week always felt like Monday because Sunday was church and catechism. What am I reading? That always felt very weekendy. At least back when I went to church. Now weeks sort of blend together a lot. I'm not sure what that word is. It looks like the phone did an autocorrect and exploded. Anyway, I don't know. That still doesn't make the week seem like it starts on Monday to me. Still, I don't know. Catechism Sunday School. Oh, That's not a word I know. Clearly some other people knew that word. I'm like, I don't know what that word is. Sunday school I would have recognized. I would have been like, oh, Sunday school. But catechism, I was like, what? That one's a new one. Catechism. It's a Catholic thing. Okay.
That word sounded familiar. When you said it with a K.
I see. It sounds Catholic. Sorry, my knowledge of Catholicism is low, so that would explain why I didn't recognize the word. 20 months from Arian661. Woo, 20. Hello, Mount Steven. If you're gonna add an extra gaming stream day, which day do you think it'll be? I don't know for certain, although it would almost certainly be a weekday. I can say that. So, just keep that in mind. Oh, is that the poll? Did Brandon do a poll? Yeah, Brandon did a poll. Yeah, click the poll that that Brandon just posted, the straw poll, and vote what you think the first day of the week is. We'll come back to this in just a little bit, and we'll read the results and find out. I'm curious. It's not that I disagree with the notion of like I understand the reasoning behind Monday being the beginning, but the idea that you would look at a calendar that starts with Sunday and still say that's a Monday calendar is
This
insane.
reminds me of the video we watched yesterday. Tom Scott's The Jingle Bells one.
I mean, it's
like,
not exactly
what is the
same.
next line in this song? What country are you from?
Anyway, 300 bits from Satsy. I've only just clicked today that Saturday and Sunday are like bookends of the week. After 30 years of Monday begins the week, you've blown my mind. Thank. I'm here to blow minds with like the most mundane information possible. Other people are teaching you about like geography and biology, and I'm just here like, what if Monday was day 2? Mundane. Thank you all. 20 months from Very Matcha. Good morning. The best and quickest 20 months. Looking forward to the next 20 and many more. Thank you. 10 months from Cherry Blossom 91. Yay! 10 months of support for Stephen Mao. Keep up the great work. Also, time does not fly when you're stuck in your house. Have a great week. It depends probably what you're doing. I know we've talked before about how April felt slow, but everything else has been pretty fast. And, like, things have been pretty fast.
Yeah.
I can't believe we're in month 7.
I know.
Like, okay. But, you know, the sooner we finish 2020, the sooner we get to 2021. Just because that's how time works. 500 bits, Mr. Game Boy. What is your favorite "but why" moment when you were reading or watching something? Asking me to come up with one on the top of my head is going to be hard.
Yeah.
I read one, I won't even remember what it was even vaguely about. I read one on the Discord server the other day where someone had posted something. It was an article talking about something, and that was my first thought was, but why? And someone else had already written, but why? And I was thinking, exactly, but why? But asking me to come up with something off the top of my head, like, I don't know. My best example is Kingdom Hearts existing.
Coffee!
It's like finding out Kingdom Hearts exists back in the PS2 era and thinking, but why? Who decided this?
Let's combine Final Fantasy and Disney.
I mean, I'm not opposed to it as a concept.
Yeah. It's really cool that it exists. It's just like, but why?
Yeah, but why? It's a good one. The Blood Moon. I've killed all the enemies, And they're alive again. But why? I'm very excited about Breath of the Wild this week. Very excited. Because it's the game to play. Anyway. Nerdy Bits from the One True Zeroing. I should be filling out the paperwork for a new job today, so that and Disco Only makes for a great day.
Awesome.
A lot of people doing new work, which is exciting. I also am very excited about Disco Only. And I don't know exactly, how it's going to go, but I know that when the four of us have chatted in the past, it's been good. And I think we have a good camaraderie between us. So I'm looking forward to that.
I'll listen in.
Will you?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll do a good job because you're there.
Okay.
I'll be like, my wife is listening, and I gotta be extra funny. That's what I'll do. 4 months.
Because of me.
Yeah, if you weren't there, I would just bomb the show. I would just make fart noises with my mouth for 1 hour, and see how long it took John to kick me off of the call. 4 months from Go Mega Nintendo. Thank you, Go Mega. 10 months from BRZ 1994. Good morning. Good morning. 2 months from Max T152. Hearing a bit from Jesse, who says, wrong lever, which is a reference to
Aladdin or Shrek or something.
Yeah, either Aladdin or Shrek. Shrek-Laddin. Shrek-Laddin's New Groove. 20 months from Jennifer Jack. Thanks to you, I've been eating a lot of brown sugar cinnamon Pop-Tarts. I feel silly buying them and pretend I have kids as I'm putting them in my cart. My pretend kids, thank you. Hey, Pop-Tarts are for everybody. Do they have, like, any nutritional value?
I want to get raspberry ones.
Not really, but do they taste good? Yeah, and are they okay to have in the mornings? I think so. So, you know what? Your pretend kids are welcome.
Raspberry Pop-Tarts.
Did you put raspberry Pop-Tart? Can you get those at Publix?
I don't know.
I feel like you can only get those at, like, Bolanos or Food Lion. No, not Food Lion. I don't think Food Lion. No, Bolanos has them. Or am I thinking of the ones that you put in the freezer? Toaster strudels.
You're thinking of toaster strudels, which I would also like, but...
Coffee!
Anyway. Jared Dillon with the 10 milk bombs went to Axel the King of Fire 08, Dragon Girl 2571, About Schween, Human Brian, C. Swavely, hey, Meg the Moogle, Mighty Moose 8, Jekyll's 0307, Famine GT, and Azure Ash. Jared, thank you. Sincerely appreciate that.
Noah says Food Line exists still.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, they're here, man.
They're all over here.
We got Food Lions everywhere.
I was gonna say, isn't Food Lion different in other places? But that's Kroger.
Is it?
Is it Kroger?
There is one of them that has a different name.
Yeah,
maybe it's
because
Kroger.
Alex took us to them and they had the same packaging but a different logo in California.
We have Publix, Food Lion,
Kroger,
Philo.
And we have Lowe's. We have Lowe's Foods.
Lowe's Foods. We don't have any Winn-Dixie's
anymore
here, but I think they still exist somewhere.
I think they do too.
But it's like a North Carolina thing.
I thought it was a Florida thing.
Oh. I don't know if Winn-Dixie is still a thing. But
Ralph's is the Kroger.
Is Kroger Meyer?
I don't think so.
Really? I thought it was. But I don't know. Yeah, Winn-Dixie's still around in Louisiana.
Florida has Winn-Dixie. Are there Piggly Wigglies nearby? Is there one in Market Common? Is that a Piggly Wiggly?
Yeah.
That is? That's like the only one.
Yeah, Piggly Wiggly's still a thing. Which is such a weird... you become familiar with it. Right? You become familiar... Well, that's the thing. You become familiar with the name. You grow up with it as a kid, and it's just like, well, that's just Piggly Wiggly.
We had
and then you say it with your human mouth, and you think, what? Who named this?
See, we had Piggly Wiggly, Pick and Save, and where did I work that one summer? Festival. I love Festival.
Like, seriously. It's literally, we took Pig Wiggling. That's the name of the store. You know what? Yeah, let's go back to Mr. Game Boy's question. That's the best, but why? Naming the Piggly Wiggly, Piggly Wiggly.
Oh yeah, we also have Bolanos, which is we have 2 IGAs. IGA is an independent grocer. So they're not...
Like...
I don't know what to compare them to. They're not like a... thing. They're more like independently owned.
Like, Piggly Wiggly is only marginally better than, like, Pig Wiggle.
I mean, Food Lion is kind of weird, and their logo is like a manicore.
Piggle Wiggle.
Franchise is the word. Thank you, Brandon.
I hate that name. I've never even, like, considered it more than, like, 1 minute in my life.
Now you're stuck
and now
on
I'm
it.
mad.
The rest of us have moved on to...
I'm mad about it. I'm like, I hate this name. This shouldn't exist. Piggly Wiggly. No. No. Stupid name. My family usually calls Piggly Wiggly Wobbly Hog. That's a better name. I like that. B802. Wobbly Hog. That's a good name. Wobbly Hog. Sorry, I should move on. 300 bits from Prince. He says, how come I only get to sleep after 2 a.m. when I know I'm going to be awoken by you around 8 a.m.? Why can't I stay up late when I can sleep in? Anyways, I've been the only server 2 shifts in a row at work this week, so I have plenty of money to buy more bits than I should. Perhaps today there will be a song. Who knows? It's like a potential threat. It's like, you might have to sing at any point randomly today. And I'm like, okay. Oh, God. Piggle My Wiggle from Danny.
You had to go backwards.
Oh, Wiggle My Piggle. If you are shopping at the Piggly Wiggly today, you might be tempted to say this shop shouldn't exist. I really hate the name, but that's not what I do. I don't name these. They're not my claim to fame. Lots of syllables, but anyway, I almost said a swear word. Screw Piggly Wiggly. Just almost came out. It's like, I'm really mad about this. I'm so mad that my brain is creating profanity. Thomas says, boo. Shut up and get here and sing your own song. Thomas.
Coffee.
Can't wait for this pandemic to be over. Come break into my house again! Slimy Banana. I can't, I'm most excited. I'm most excited for the pandemic to end so Thomas can come here
In a banana outfit.
and sing. That's what I'm most excited for. Anyway. Me and Thomas are great friends. 5 subs from Elfie Goldfish to Addie Lovely, Thunderbird 5, Mega Skeptile 5, Sidicaro, and Plasma Talon 201. Also 5 from Florelia to Wraith Wall 89, Gat Josh, M Joseph 15, Berry Crepes, and what does that say? Oh! Sorry, it's in Leet speak. The Sexecutioner. I was reading that, I was like, what does that say? Oh, we do have a Winn-Dixie. My mom is pointing out that we have a Winn-Dixie. I did not know.
What?
5 subs from Uchi Plays.
What?
Tyrando Antho, Mr. Monakai, Bubba Wilksek, Neon John 99, and Dead Ace Manx. And then 5 subs from Danny to Steve D 1984, Alpha Sapphire, Floppy Fosh, Hugo 070598, and Ribs the Guy. Thank you all for the gift subs. Special shout out to the Sexecutioner. That's a wild name. I don't even know what that means. I have grave concerns. Oh no, oh no. Sing about a slimy banana. There's a slimy banana. He's a slimy fellow. Wears a banana costume that is painted yellow. Don't you know I'm talking about my good pal Thomas Friend? He is my good buddy, at least until the end of when he breaks into my home. Just calling out my slimy buddy. That was a choice word I used, slimy. Slimy Thomas. Slimy.
Because you're thinking of banana peels.
Probably, yeah. I love Thomas. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna say a really good thing about Thomas. The other night, on we do game night every Saturday. This might be too.
He says, "Oh boy."
This might be too real for Thomas, but I'm gonna say it because it's a sweet thing. On Saturday, everyone had been chatting, and then people slowly were going to bed, and it was just me and Alex and Emmy still chatting, and I was getting ready to go to sleep. But we were talking about how we knew folks, and talking about how we knew Thomas, and me and Alex had said that we got super lucky to have ever met Thomas. We were like, of all of the people that we could have run into, that it would have worked out to have met someone, Thomas is one of the best people we could have met. It was something that both, the sentiment that both Alex and I shared. And Emmy too, but Alex and I know Thomas a lot better than Emmy. The feeling is mutual. Aw. Such a good slimy
banana.
Friend. Such a good banana. But it's true. It's true. We're glad to know Thomas. Anyway, Slimy Banana song was courtesy of Mr. Game Boy with the 5,000 bits, and then Danny was the one earlier that asked for Wigglin' the Piglin, with of course hashtag family friendly. That makes it okay. 2 months at tier 2 from Grandpa Reinhardt. He says, I finally managed to catch crunch time. I bought an air conditioning unit last week because while it's currently only around 24 degrees Celsius here, the humidity is at 500% and I can't even. Hey Siri, what's 24 degrees Celsius in Fahrenheit?
24 degrees Celsius is 75.2 degrees Fahrenheit.
Cool. I look at Celsius and I'm like, I don't know what that is. But Fahrenheit,
I know a few numbers that'll correspond in my head, so I can kind of estimate at this point.
Yeah, 75 degrees would be good, but yeah, if you got 500% humidity, that could be bad. It's like whenever we would when we would travel somewhere and we would come back and fly into Charleston,
yeah,
and we'd walk outside and our glasses would just fog up. It was just,
yeah,
it's a good feeling. It's just I walk into it, it's like I'm swimming, and it
is
feels
very different when you haven't been in it for a while.
It feels like home, though. That's what home is the humidity. 5 months from Penta D33. Wow, 5 months already. Time flies. 2 months from Nej 10 Forever 6, or Neji 10 Forever 6. May I resub for Kepi emotes? I mean, yeah. Yeah.
That says, did I? Maybe?
Oh, I said can. Can I resub? Did I resub for Kepi emotes? Maybe. I see. He hasn't been up here this morning, has he?
He's probably watching squirrels.
When I was on my way upstairs, he was walking towards the window,
yeah.
And I guess that's just where he's been. He just wanted to have a relaxing time. 3 bits from Jesse. I, along with many others, I'm sure recommend The Mandalorian on Disney+, sci-fi western. I've heard extremely good things about it. I have a really... Okay, so I have a thing... It's not like a hard and fast rule, but it is pretty hard. It's not fast, but it's pretty hard. I prefer, heavily prefer, to watch something that is finished. And I know that cuts out a lot of recommendations sometimes for people, but I really prefer to watch shows that are done. Like, the reason that we watched BoJack, and we wouldn't have watched it last year, is because it wrapped up. It was done. So, I know The Mandalorian is still going on. And it's not like, again, it's not hard and fast rule. But preferably I would watch something as a... I'm just being honest with how my brain works. If I have to watch something and then I gotta come back to it a year later, I promise you 100% I will have forgotten every single thing that happened in the show. My brain is just not wired that way. I can't remember things. So it would be bad because I'd have to start over. So that's my only concern. But there's still shows to watch, though. He called it dog alchemy. That's why I'm not too concerned about watching Brotherhood, because I know I'm gonna be like, I don't remember. There's like
coffee.
There's Ed and Vinny. It's not Vinny, is it? One of them's Ed.
It is. Yes.
Ed and Vinny.
Which one's Vinny?
The other one. Ed and Vinny, and they go, psh, and that's the whole show.
Vinny.
Anyway.
Boomerang Buck.
Boomerang Buck, that's right. People know how this works. 300 bits from Prince, who says, you should watch Avatar The Last Airbender next. It's on Netflix, and you've probably already heard how good it is. It's better than the GameCube game, trust me. Alternatively, an underrated but really cool Netflix original is an anime called Lost Song that seems like it's a cliche romance chasing your dreams fantasy in the first 6 episodes, but with beautiful music and characters, then literally twist your brain in half on like episode 7 with what it does. I love it. So, you may not have known this. We actually watched Avatar.
Last year? Year before?
It might have been a year or two ago. But yeah, go to StephenVlog and type in probably like Avatar review. We actually do reviews of each season. Mm-hmm. Yeah, each book. How many? Is it 3 books?
Yes.
Yeah. So, and that goes for anybody. If anyone wants to know our opinions on Avatar, we did reviews as we were watching it. So there's, I guess, 3 videos on it. And I believe someone sent us Korra, but we have not watched Korra. So that's another thing that we could watch, too, is Korra. Mm-hmm. So. And Korra's done.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know, but I assume so.
Again, you know. The one thing about Korra, and you can see it just reflected in the chat, is Korra has a much more...
People are split on if they like it.
Yeah, a much more split thing, because it seems most people like Avatar, but the people that like Avatar, it then splits. Divisive is the word I was looking for. Thank you. About it. So some people really like it. Some people don't like it. But, would I watch it and decide for myself? Yeah. Yeah. But do I remember the original show that well?
Boomerang Buck.
Boomerang Buck. It'd probably come back to me a little bit.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I'd remind you.
Thank you. 300 bits from Andrew in the kitchen. Hey, what do you call a Great Dane that does the poop? Scooby Doo. Did that give you a jolly? Scooby Dooby Doo. Oh, that's just Doobie. That's a very different song. 300 bits from GamerGirl2108. Morning, Stephen Mao. How was your 4th of July?
It was nice. I mean, it was game night.
Yeah, I mean, it was certainly different than every other 4th of July in my life. Mm-hmm. I'm sure a lot of people can relate to that. I always have at least gotten together with my family, and had burgers and hot dogs and stuff. Yeah. And this year, we didn't. So it was it was like any other day.
Yeah.
It was kind of strange. Although, you know, it was game night, and there were fireworks.
Yeah. Lindsay had some going off basically in her front yard, and we could see them on the webcam.
Yeah.
So it was like we got to see fireworks.
Basuna asked if we watched the hot dog eating contest. I didn't see it, but my dad had sent me a message that was a link to the article where, like, they broke the record. And he sent me a link to the article and then sent me a vomiting emoji. And I was like, seems right. I like hot dogs. I don't think I could eat 75 of them. Well, actually, I know I can't eat 75 of them.
Yeah.
I'm not the world record. Well, I guess I don't know. I've never tried.
Please don't try. I can't watch that.
But what if it's something I wanted to do? You would support me. I know you. You would support me.
I would support you by letting you go do it somewhere else.
Somewhere other than our home.
Yes.
Fair. Fair. Bits from Thea.x. Speaking of anime, people are like, anyone who celebrates fictional characters' birthdays are annoying. Well, screw that. Happy birthday, present Mike from My Hero. Academia. That's the show. My Hero Academia.
Yeah.
I filled in that blank.
I know the name. I haven't seen it.
It's like about a kid. Let's hear more of your Shaggy impression. Zoinks, Scooby! What you gonna do? Come on over here, little Scooby-Dooby-Doo! I'm the thing to say, it's fine. Come on here, pal! We're gonna solve a mystery! We're gonna do it somehow! Come on, Scooby-Doo! I rhymed do with do, although technically they were separate do's. One was D-O and one was D-O-O, so I guess it's okay. Were you yodeling? Not on purpose. 3.5 lines, 0.5 lines of laughter. That's an improvement over Mouse. Burn. It was 5,000 bits from the Magical Gamer. Let's hear more of your Shaggy impression. I said zoinks, and that was the only thing that resembled Shaggy. Everything else... Oh, no! I'm Shaggy! I have no regrets. My regrets do not... They're gone. I'm fine. Are you leaving me?
I need water.
Will you bring me a water? Oh, wait. It's warm up here, isn't it? This is helpful. I also think I didn't drink enough water yesterday. I should very much drink water today. I need to make that a focus. Because thinking about yesterday, I'm like, I did not drink enough water. So that's bad. I should make sure I do that. Anyway. 63 Phils said, Stephen, how's Mal getting used to her early anniversary gift? She talked a little bit about it earlier in the stream, but she likes it so far. She's still getting used to the fact that she don't have all the settings set up where, like, to make it not beep about everything. So she is like, she has our schedule, like our schedule for the day in there, and like, it seems genuinely helpful that it's on your wrist. But it's beeping, so you gotta turn the beep off, I think. Because just having it vibrate on your wrist seems like enough. It does seem more beneficial than having it on your phone. So like when we switch over and it's like, oh, now it's work block. Oh, now it's tea time or whatever. It'll just like vibrate and you can be like, oh, I need to shift gears. Did you force him to come up here?
No, he followed me.
But not onto the couch. Come here. Hi. I don't think you're even quite on camera. You're close. You're really close. Here. Sniff. Sniff this.
Come here, buddy.
There's your little muzzle. Hi. Welcome. You decided to join the family. Hi, Kip. Just a tail. Anyway. Well, he's here now.
Cappy. Oh yeah, the calendar poll.
Should we come back around to the calendar poll?
Yeah.
Alright, let's come back around to the calendar poll. Results of the calendar poll. What is the first day of the week?
Closer than I thought.
Closer than I thought, but not in the way I thought it would be. Not in the way I thought it would be. 180 votes, 57% voted for Monday. And 43%, with 135 votes, voted for Sunday. So 57 versus 43 in favor of Monday. More people think of Monday as the first day of the week. I definitely thought that it was going to be flopped. I definitely thought more people would think... Definitely thought more people would think that Sunday was the first day. Boy, so Stephen is always surprised by the poll results. I mean, yes, I don't think we've ever done a poll on Breakfast Stream where I haven't been like, this is what? But it's true. I'm like, I don't know. Still, I mean, pretty close. Pretty close to, you know, split down the middle. 53-47 is pretty close. Or is it 57-43? I mean, that's still pretty close too, so. Hogarth says the start of the week is a construct. It does not exist. Also correct. But that should have been the outlier option.
Yeah.
Time is a construct. That I wonder if that would have shifted things more in Sunday's favor or Monday's favor. If there were more people on the Monday crowd, I think more people in the Monday crowd would have chosen that.
Okay. Once again, Brian Shu, Lionel Briones, Luke Borello on
Whatever.
Chris Hayman.
It doesn't matter. 300 bits from Prince, who says, another very good show with awesome characters and beautiful music is Carol and Tuesday, which is a very casual science fiction show, and by very casual it's talked about how they're living on Mars and this is not a focal point of the plot. And it follows two music-loving girls who meet by chance in the big city of people who want to make it big and work together to make music and their journey into show business. I've heard of that. But I haven't heard about it past, like, the title. Someone else recommended a show. It's made by the same person as BoJack, and it's on
Netflix?
Amazon. Oh God! Trying to decide what to show people with hundreds of people of different. What? What is it? What? Trying to decide what show to watch. You gotta do it while you're still on the clock. People are deciding for you what you should see. Joke's on them. I'm just gonna sing about. Jesus Christ. What kind of pea, Stephen? Chocolate pea. I had a really hard time reading that message because I kept reading the first part of it, and I was thinking that it was about the show command, and I was like, "What does this mean?" And then I read it again, and then at the last second, I understood that it was talking about a show as in a television show. What television show to watch? So I struggled very much with that. It is 1,000 degrees in this room. I'm so glad the cat's up here now. On my lap. Oh, wow. Maximin's not fan of that one. A -1,000,000 out of 10? Watching clock rhymes semantically, not orally. Thank you, Chaz. You understand what I'm going for. Anything rhymes with anything. The world is an enigma. Things come at you fast. I bet people didn't even know that my shirt has writing on it. Sometimes things that were right in front of you suddenly appear. But also, you know, people request songs on breakfast streams. I'm like, y'all know it's gonna be big zoinks. 5,000 bits from Prince, who said, trying to decide what show to watch with hundreds of people who have differing ideas. Yes, I waited for you to see my suggestions in bit form before sending this. There was just a lot of text. I was like, wait, what does this text say? 21 months from Dan Began 2. 21 has always felt like a weird number, but it's nice to be able to stick around for so long. Unrelated, but I remember you wanting to cover Black Mesa a few years back. Now that the game is out, do you still have interest in bringing it to Stephen Plays? I do. It's on my list. That doesn't mean a whole lot at the moment because there's a lot of games on the list, but I do want to play it. So, at some point, I'll get around to it. 15 months from Colin to P. Happy to be here today. Also, for a show to watch, I recommend Neon Genesis Evangelion. Or, if you're like me when I was in like high school, Evangelion. It's a 26-episode anime on Netflix, plus a movie to finish the series. It focuses on human psychology, philosophy, and is set as a mecha. Just a thought. I don't know a whole lot about the show. I just remember playing Stepmania and there being like the theme song in Stepmania. But yeah, that's an option. 26 episodes is a nice amount. It's so much more palatable to watch a short show. So, Satsy says, watch Fully Cooley first. I've seen Fully Cooley multiple times. I like it. I really like it because it's 6 episodes. See it? 6 episodes? Done. Don't even think about it again. You can watch it in a single sitting. In fact, we rewatched it in college because I think Dan and Taylor haven't seen it. So I think we hadn't seen it. And I think we may have watched it in a single sitting. The shorter the show, the better. If they could come up with a show that was just like 90 minutes, and that was it, that was the whole show, and they could call them movies, that would be perfect. I would love that. 10 months from Lady Echo. Lady, thank you. 300 bits from Ziasarn. I can't brain today, have the dumps. Started moving my stuff elsewhere to the garage and deep cleaning everything at 8 a.m. yesterday, got done at 1 a.m. That's a long day. Anyway, Rising of the Shield Hero should be on your radar if you're still considering a show. I have never heard of that. Rising of the Shield Hero. I thought that was like a different way of saying, like, talking about Breath of the Wild. I was like, is that just a reference to Zelda? Here he comes. The Shield Hero. We get 100 bits from Turtle Dragoon. Thank you. 500 from Murmur. It says, my calendar and my work schedule starts weeks on Monday, so it always felt like the beginning of the week for me. So many people.
My planner starts on a Monday. But it's also Japanese, so.
Again, I feel like it's a US thing.
But I've always felt that way.
But also, we have a majority US folks here, and Monday still won. So,
I mean,
I don't know. In 5 years, you'll remember Breath of the Wild, but only vaguely. We'll be talking about the Shield Hero game. I mean, yeah, possibly. I mean, you joke, but it sounds real. I'll probably remember Breath of the Wild pretty good because it's going to be long. Because I remember more. I remember more about like Skyrim and Fallout than I do about some other games, and I think it's just because they were so long.
Yeah.
I think I'll probably recall a little bit more. Like in Skyrim, there's dragons.
Nice job remembering.
Thanks. Been doing my best. 15 months from Matherooski. 15. Happy Tuesday, grandparents. Hope you're doing well. Things have been good. This week in particular, I think will be
good.
Yeah. I think this will be a good week for some productivity stuff.
Where does Skyrim take place?
It takes place in Skyrim.
Good. Okay.
That's the name of the province.
Yeah.
On the
Just seeing if you remember.
On the continent of is the continent is Tamriel? Forgetting my Elder Scrolls lore. I think the continent is Tamriel.
Skyrim. You remember.
Skyrim is the province. And then there's other provinces.
You remember?
I mean, yeah. Like, is it, like Argonians are from... Is it Blackmarsh? Argonians are from? And then, like, Oblivion, the previous game in the series, takes place in a different province in Tamriel. Now I can't remember the name of that province. Cyrodiil?
That sounds right.
Cyrodiil.
I couldn't have pulled that from memory, but that sounds right.
It's Cyrodiil, I think. Or Cyrodiil, the capital city. I think Cyrodiil is the name of the province. God, I'm pulling from... Yeah, I'm impressed with myself. Cyrodiil was the capital? Oh, shoot. What's the name of the province, then? Where does Oblivion take place?
Can't be snoring.
Someone's gotta help me now, because now it's gonna haunt me. Because then, so Morrowind takes place in Morrowind. It's named after... Oblivion is the first one that's...
Not named after.
Is it the first one? Well, Arena is the... Is Cyrodiil the capital in the province? Is it? Cyrodiil is a province of Tamriel. Okay, so Cyrodiil is where Oblivion takes place. What's the capital city in Cyrodiil? The Imperial City. Oh, okay. That's what I was looking for. Thank you, Theodot. Yeah. So in Oblivion, it's called Oblivion because the whole thing is Oblivion Gates, because you go back and forth to hell, basically. It's kind of like the Nether, but it takes place in Cyrodiil, and Cyrodiil is south of Skyrim. So in theory, in Skyrim, if you were to walk south, and the game would let you keep going, you would hit Cyrodiil and the Imperial City. And in fact, I'm pretty sure that stuff's in the game, because I feel like I saw videos early on when Skyrim was released of people breaking boundaries and walking, and like the general geography of all of Cyrodiil is in Skyrim. And it's nuts.
I remember hearing that.
It's like... So it almost makes you wonder if they've planned on doing something with DLC at some point. Stop. You're violating the law. Anyway.
See, you remember.
I do remember some things, yeah. Yeah, and what's so neat about Skyrim is that even though you don't go back to Cyrodiil, you do end up going to Morrowind.
Yeah.
There's a huge DLC about Morrowind. Raisins in my toast, raisin toast in Morrowind. That was 1400 bits from Mr. Viperfang said, I read an Elder Scroll once. It summoned dark clouds in the sky, lightning lit up the skyline, and the only words on the scroll were, by Skyrim. It was weird. But did you go blind? That's part of the lore of the Elder Scrolls, is it works kind of, I was going to say Ark of the Covenant, but I guess the Ark of the Covenant kills you. It's not good. In the Elder Scrolls, like, you can obtain knowledge from the Elder Scrolls, but like you go blind when you read it, and occasionally you'll come across these people that have like read them, and like they have the knowledge, but they are blind as a result. There's some really Arc-light. I like that Sephiroth. Yeah, I don't know. There's some knowledge up here. I thought for sure most of this was gone, but I've held on to some of it. It's kind of nice. Anyway, 5 months from Shinoth says, honestly, for me, Tuesday always seems like the start of the week, both because that's the first weekday I work, and because of breakfast stream. Also, good afternoon from the Netherlands, Stephen Mel. Good afternoon. And also, yeah, the week probably starts whenever you work. And if that's a Tuesday, then it's Tuesday.
I guess.
Time is a construct. Maximus says, if you look at the Ark, you're dead as hell. It's funny because folks know my buddy Justin, who makes props and stuff. He's been working on making the Ark of the Covenant. And I don't know if it's for like a play or what, or if he just...
Something.
Sometimes he's just sitting around and he's like, I want to make the Ark of the Covenant. So he's actually been working on that, and I think he has some photos and stuff on his Instagram.
He just posted one on Instagram that was the two
like the cherubim
Yeah,
type thing,
yeah.
the angels. Yeah. Yeah. He's a big Indiana Jones fan too, so. How's he doing? I haven't talked to him in a while, but I keep up with like his work and stuff. But he's always doing really interesting things. You never know what he's going to be working on from like one thing to the next.
Yeah, and he can't always post about everything he does too, so.
Yeah, he's under NDA sometimes, so. But this isn't. This is just.
I think this is for something locally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So. Oh, yeah, so that was a real thing. Brandon's got a link. Shows the Imperial City Cyrodiil Easter egg thing. Yeah, I was fairly certain I didn't imagine that. Anyway.
I remembered it, so.
Okay, good. Learned a bits from Nixelpad, who said, speaking of time failing to fly, yesterday felt like it took ages. I was so bored by the time 3 p.m. had rolled around, and I had only been up for about 4 hours at that point, so have some bits.
Yesterday did feel like forever.
Yesterday was a weird day for us, too.
Yeah.
But, we got through it. Oh, and
I edited for hours, and it felt like it took forever to get anywhere.
Oh, yeah, that's something we should probably let people know, is Mal's new painting is out.
Yeah.
It's Pikmin.
It's Pikmin.
It's Pikmin. For 2 reasons. For one, we were talking to Alex and Haley
Yeah.
a few weeks back, and Mal was like, I'm not really sure what I'm going to paint next. And, like, out of nowhere, Alex was like,
Pikmin?
when was the last time you did a Pikmin piece? And then Mal was like, okay. But also it works well because, I want Pikmin 3 to come out on Switch, and I'm just waiting for the day that Nintendo announces this. It's not like a guaranteed thing, but I feel like it's going to happen. I'm waiting on them to just suddenly be like, by the way, here you go. So, hopefully that's
And Renee
happen.
has the link.
Yeah, so if you want to watch the time-lapse of Mal Pikmin painting, Renee's got that link, and then the full version is being worked on.
Yeah.
So that'll probably be out.
I got like half of it done yesterday, and it was
Let's say
a lot
let's
to
say
do.
let's say tomorrow. It might be out today, and if so, cool. But let's say tomorrow is more likely.
Yeah.
It's I'm excited for people to see the full version because it talks about some of the ideas. Because one of the things Mal tried to do that she's like this Pikmin painting is a new technique for you. You've never tried to do shallow depth of field in a painting before.
Yeah.
So Mal tried to, emulate a camera where the background is blurry, the foreground is blurry, but there's a part in the center that's in focus. So she painted very loosely in the back and the front, but then did very detailed work on the center. So it's cool. It came out. I mean, it came out really good, especially for your first attempt at doing something like that.
Yeah.
So, day since camera talk, 0. Learning a bit from Shishu-sama. Good morning, all. Nervous about getting tested for COVID today, but glad Breakfast Stream is here to help me wake up. It'll be over quick.
Yeah.
I've known a few
get
people now
tested.
that have been tested. And, I'm not going to lie to you and tell you that it's the best thing in the world, but it is over quick. So, that's the good part of it. If there can be a good part, that's the good part. Learning bits from Summer Sencha. Oh, this is a sad one. It says, I can't believe it's already been half a year since my ex broke up with me over text in the middle of the night and has then practically ghosted me ever since. Fun times, finger guns. No! I mean, some people are crappy.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to hear about that. That's an awful situation. But if someone is willing to do that to you, moving on from that person is probably in your best interest also, since they sound like that's not how you should handle that sort of thing. I'm sorry, but I hope that all of your future relationship stuff works out a lot better. And you've certainly got some hugs from the community. 300 bits from Prince Riku, who says, awful Wii Shovelware July edition, beer pong. Frat Party Games is a game that was actually made. It received an E rating by the ESRB, leading then Connecticut AG Richard Blumenthal to bring suit to the ESRB for lax ratings. This would lead to his Senate campaigning succeeding, where he now serves. Lead dev Jag Jager stated that he was not bothered by the negative reception from critics and Blumenthal, and accused them all of being soft and not hardcore enough gamers. Wow. Well, that is a series of texts that I didn't expect to be all put together as it was. Beer pong frat party games.
We don't have that, do we?
It doesn't sound familiar. Oh, by the way, wanted to take this opportunity also, since we're talking about this, with Roland's recent findings, the Wii collection has now exceeded 1,000 titles. Man, that's the sound of regret, isn't it? It's just that's what regret sounds like in language form. They're not all up here
Behind
at
us.
the moment. We've got probably 200 or 300 in the living room. Because what has happened is when Roland has brought them over, we put them in quarantine in that room, and then I just haven't dealt with it. So I'm probably gonna wait until we do Mayo next, and then resort all of them and put them all upstairs. So it's just sad because when we do that, GameCube is gone. Like GameCube
Needs to get put away.
we still have about half of GameCube up here, and when we bring the other Wii stuff up, all that GameCube stuff's got to get boxed up. So PS2, PS3, PS4, Xbox, Xbox 360, Xbox One, GameCube, all of that stuff is going to be boxed up in the closet, and I'm just like, fun. But yeah, we're missing. Right now we have what is it? We have 4/5 of the entire Wii library. There's about 1,300 games, and we're missing about 250. Something like it's close. It's actually like 12. There's 1,260 something games. So 4/5 is a good way of thinking about it. So I'm excited because right now we're, knock on wood, we're on track to do Wii for Extra Life. So Risa says, wait, can the Wii U run the Game Boy disc-only game? The Wii can. The Wii U can't natively run a GameCube game, but the Wii can. It's just, it wouldn't... I'm assuming that there's an error message that you get when the hardware is not attached. So, yeah. Charhutch says, how long do you plan on staying in your rental? I mean,
we're not thrilled about the idea of moving during the pandemic.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, so until when COVID has a solution, when COVID is over or vaccines are widely distributed, you know, then we'll start to think about it. Josh R2D2 said, could have hacked Wii U. And Brandon says, I don't believe Wii U's can read GameCube discs even modded. Yeah, Wii U's can only run GameCube ISOs. And they will run ISOs natively, which is wild. It's wild because a Wii U has a real Wii in it, and a Wii has a real GameCube in it, so a Wii U can run GameCube games natively with no emulation, and that's nuts. But yeah, if you have an ISO of it, yeah, it would work. But again, I'm pretty sure there's an error message if it doesn't detect the hardware. So, yeah.
But that's not going to be something that we can do during Extra Life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If we are doing Wii, people can't request GameCube games. It's
Yeah.
the rules. Sorry. We're really limiting people. Instead of the 550 games of the GameCube library, they'll have to choose from the 1,260 games from the Wii library. It's funny because even though there's more than double the games, I guarantee you that there's probably more high-quality titles on GameCube than Wii.
The percentage?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, if you were doing them, and there's probably some data to support that. I bet if you were to take, like, the average, like, Metacritic score and average them out, I bet you the GameCube would do better.
Let's see, can I grab a good game?
Phineas and Ferb.
I don't know.
I mean, that's a licensed game, so it's probably
licensed at least.
it's probably not great. Most licensed games are questionable.
I almost grabbed Pikmin because it was next to it.
That would have been a good choice. Anyway, 4 months from 63 fills. It's already been 4 months. That's almost half a Twitch, baby. You're getting there. 30 bits from Shy says, Stephen teaching social studies. So today we will be discussing the concept of the modern week. What even is it? Seriously, what is it? I'm not sure. Is Sunday the first day or Monday? If any of you has the answer, I would love to finally know. It's Sunday, by the way. 10 months from Paint Chipper. Just woke up to celebrate 10 months of greatness. Thanks for all you guys do, and keep up the great work. Thank you, PC. 300 bits from Squid. Slimy Banana. I feel like my head is permanently stuck in the gutter because of stuff Steven says. Yeah, I hear that from Mal, too. Sometimes I say things, and she's like, that can be misconstrued. And I'm like, can it? I just claim ignorance. I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. 6 months from B802. 6 months. Sorry, B802, and I said 8 months. 6 months. Time for me to start thinking of a name for my upcoming Twitch baby.
Only a couple left. Months, not names.
Only a couple names to choose from. Like laryngitis. 300 bits from Prince 7. It turns out I don't even have to send you songs. People, I mention them and people fill in for me. It does happen occasionally. Sometimes people just say something funny, and someone has been sitting around like they want a subject to make folks sing about, and then they'll be like, "That's the one." So, I've seen that happen a lot. Josh R2D2 gives a sub to Piggly Wiggly. Again, it's a name I'm mad about.
I know.
Light Rock gives a sub to Poigles. That's like a portmanteau of both of them. 500 bits from Mr. Game Boy. If you won the lottery other than paying off loans and buying a house, what would you buy?
More house.
Well, land.
Not for us, but
yeah, if money was no object, I would buy land, and I would put multiple houses on it, and I would have my friends live near me. That's what would happen. So, more house. Yeah, more house is not accurate.
yeah, we wouldn't live in the Moore house.
Brandon says the commune idea. Yeah, that's not a...
It's gonna be a pocket neighborhood.
That's not a... I don't want to, like, talk too much about it, but that's not simply like a idea. That's like a actual... That's kind of somewhat a goal.
Yeah.
That's like an actual thing that we want to do at some point. So, but I don't want to talk about that at length.
Yeah.
But living it within close proximity to our friends is like a real thing that we want to accomplish in our lifetimes in the next few years. That is not just a pipe dream. So, that's called a cult. I'll take it. 6 months from Mr. Waluigi64. 6 months double plus. Congrats. 300 bits from Danny-X6. Not enough bits to make you sing about how it's hard, but how it's hard but not fast. Hashtag family friendly, of course. Maybe that's for the best. Like I said, a lot of times, like getting a good song in the mornings tends to be rare.
Yeah.
Songs are generally better on Fridays after I've been awake for longer than a short time. Let alone asking me to sing about those subjects when the family-friendly tag is on. 300 bits from Nixelpad. Oh, well, if we're doing birthday shout-outs for fictional characters, happy birthday to Leo Valdez from the Percy Jackson Extended Series, and happy birthday to my friend from Britain, because everyone knows Europe is a myth. I mean, have you ever seen anyone from Britain? We've seen television shows, but how do we know that it's not a fictional country? I'm just saying what the people are thinking. Dark Overlord says, it's true, I'm not real. See? Even the Brits admit it.
Andrew says, no, I haven't.
Sachi says, I will knock on your door, and I will call you Thomas. People at my door are Thomas. 300 bits from Aldo says, speaking of Scooby Doo, you guys should check out Mystery Incorporated sometime. It's a very different take on it, and it's on Netflix for now. And it's about Scooby Doo? Because it's Mystery Incorporated? It sounds like, the title sounds vaguely familiar, but I don't know anything about it.
Coffee.
Mystery Incorporated is so good. It's a good show. Is it Scooby Doo? Does it have the dog? Because it's not like a deal breaker. It's not like I have to see the dog. But like, you know. Yes, it's Scooby Doo. And it has the dog. Alchemy dog. It's on Netflix for now is what we should always say about Netflix shows. Neat. There's so many television shows. My parents have seen so many stinking shows.
Yeah.
Watch them. We could ask them about shows too. They've seen a lot of stuff. 12 months, that's a year.
Oops.
From Furious Kitty. Yay for 1 year. I think I've said this before, but you guys are awesome. Alright, I'll be over here lurking. Might take a nap. Love y'all. Thank you, Kitty. 200 bits from Turtle Dragoon. Appreciate it. 300 from Noah, who says, did you ask for a science fact?
Yes, we did.
Well, here's one. There was a protein discovered in Drosophila, fruit flies, that increases alcohol sensitivity, and the undergrad that discovered it decided to name it Cheap Date. I'm glad that people are having fun in the science world. Science facts! Not quite the ones you expected! 21's from Old Ramen. Thank you, Old Ramen.
You rollin', Kepi.
He's stretching. 325 bits from Incarnado95. Might I suggest BNA as a show to watch? It's on Netflix and it's made by Studio Trigger. It's about a girl who transforms into a tanuki and has to run away to a city for animal people. There's so many premises of shows. Like, I bet I could describe some random thing and that could get close enough to like a show, you know? 300 bits from White Wolf. Show that is just a few 90-minute episodes that exists. It's called Sherlock. There are 3 or 4 seasons consisting of 3 or 4 episodes each at about 90 minutes. See?
Yeah,
Now
I was
if-
surprised when I watched Sherlock. I was like, oh, this is 90 minutes?
Now if they could just get down to 1 season, and in the season is 1 episode, we'd be all set. And if they wanted to make another season, they could, but they could call it a sequel.
Wow, Steven.
Tough crowd.
Did you know that's called film and you went to school for it?
What? 300 bits from Item Crafting Live. If we're suggesting shows to watch, the classic British spy drama The Prisoner is excellent. It's extremely weird, but it has a style to it that is just amazing. What was that show that you were talking about? It's not The Prisoner. The Pretender.
Yes. It was a show I watched in the 90s.
It is not a British spy drama.
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Mouse clapbacks are 10 out of 10. Welcome to the house all the time. All the time. It never ends. 300 bits from Gold Mage. So California sea lions can dive to around 900 feet, though they usually feed close to the surface. They can hold their breath for about 10 minutes at a time, though their dives usually last for 1 to 3. Since, while I'm writing this, you're still talking about Skyrim, can you remember what the walrus-like animals endemic to Skyrim are?
I can picture them.
Oh, God. I keep thinking Torth husks.
You're not far off.
I know. Is it husk? Torth? Neither of those,
Kind
but
of combine them.
tusk?
No.
Or
I mean,
Take out them whore tusks!
you're not far off.
Horkers! God. Horkers. Whore tusks. Wiggly Wiggly. 3 bits from Shy. Who says, on the topic of swearing from earlier, growing up whenever my mother didn't like swearing, she would follow it up with, excuse my French. Recently, when I've gotten the urge to swear at something, I just go, listen here, you French word. I have many French words for you. I've heard that expression. Or pardon my French. Pardon my French. I've heard both of those. Which is appropriate when I say whore tusk. Pardon my French tusk. 200 bits from Turtle Dragoon. Turtle, thank you. 11 months from Jaboka says, good morning. Hope you two have been doing well, and hope Mao enjoys the Apple Watch. So far, so good.
Yeah.
So far, so good. You know what I'm curious about? I'm curious about a month from now. Because we'll be on our anniversary.
Yeah.
And then see how you feel about it then.
Yeah.
Because, there's a lot of different reasons people may get a watch, but one of the big ones, and one of the reasons you were interested in it, is for fitness purposes and like trying to remain active.
Yeah, getting up once an hour
and I'm really curious to see how you feel
after using it
for a month. You know, if it's making a difference, and I guess we'll find out. But it wants you to take a walk for like 30 minutes every day?
It wants you to do some sort of exercise for 30 minutes.
I'm down. Like, just going for a walk for 30 minutes sounds like a lot of fun. Josh asked if we're still playing Ring Fit. We are. Probably averaging 1 to 2 times a week. Seems right? So it's certainly not every day, but we usually try to get 1 or 2 times a week in. Still haven't actually finished the thing.
Coffee!
Because as a campaign,
Yeah.
we're working through it. It got harder.
Now we have to train up and collect ingredients now.
The trick is you got to make the white smoothies. Because you drink a white smoothie at the beginning of every level and it doubles your ingredients that you collect. If you do that, you're fine. But we weren't doing that. Because we were not even dealing with ingredients, and then at some point the game got too hard to progress.
Oh, Cappy roll.
But if you make the white smoothies, you're set. Right? Are they rice smoothies? I think they're rice smoothies. Anyway, 15 months from Elizu, who says, I changed my username because apparently Twitch lets you do that every few months. Yep. It'll let you change it up. There's a few other people who occasionally will change their names. And then it'll be really weird for me because they'll have like a big anniversary. They'll be like, 15 months or something. But there'll be a name I haven't heard before. Sometimes they'll let me know though. We got 300 bits from Danny X6. Mal says, that can be misconstrued. Me, I'm on it. Danny's good at that. Danny's good. 300 bits from Prince. Morning songs are more amusing because they aren't good, and that's why you get morning songs. Well, at least you know what you're in for. Me struggling and attempting to sound like Shaggy, and generally
Sing a song.
Generally not sounding like Shaggy.
Yeah.
Oh man, I should have. If I would have had enough forethought, I would have tried to sound like the other Shaggy. Wasn't me. Here, caught me on the counter. Wasn't me.
Okay.
Only 90 kids. Not 90s.
The amount of kids.
There's only 90 kids in the world who get that.
And one of them is here. You.
I'm one. Where's the other 89? 90 children know this song and that's it.
There are 90 of us.
This stupid show. this stupid thing that we have created.
Hi, Kippy.
Oh, you don't realize how warm you are until he leaves.
Yeah.
I got sweat thighs. And I haven't even worked out. Cryon says, I would totally buy Ring Fit, but I can't find it anywhere. If you're not already following Cheap Ass Gamer on Twitter, I've seen that they've posted occasionally when it goes in stock. It comes in stock on Amazon and sometimes other places. Because I know that it's been out of stock a lot, but occasionally they'll be like, whoop, come into stock long enough and then they'll be gone. So that might be an option for you. And there might be other ways to... Can you follow, like, an Amazon page? Is there a way to, like...
Get notified?
You know what you could probably do, since it keeps coming back into stock? You might be able to just order it on Amazon, and they'll just ship it when it comes in stock, right? I think they would do that. Something to consider.
You're the one who does that. I just send you things, and I'm like, hey, I need this for work.
Yeah, it might be something to consider because I have seen it come into stock several times on Amazon. So if people are looking for Ring Fit, it's a legitimately good exercise program. It's an RPG, and it's fun. I think it's a lot of fun. So yeah. Nintendo Cat says it's so expensive on Amazon. The cheapest for me was £100. I mean, I might be wrong on this. I think if you choose the seller and you choose like Amazon, even if it's out of stock, I think you can buy it at the cost, and then when they restock it, they'll let you buy it. I might be wrong. If I'm wrong, then I apologize, and you'll just have to like keep an eye on it. But yeah, Cheap Ass Gamer just in general is a good Twitter follow because they'll let you know about all sorts of deals. 1,000 bits from Toon9822. Hello, I'm still at work, but the guy I'm working with is working slow, so I could drop in. Last week was really rough, but the VODs/vlogs/Malmakes really helped me through it, so thanks for that. So, so you guys in the... I think the message might have gotten cut off. Because it says, so you guys in the VOD were. But, I'm happy that we could help with getting through the week. I'm glad Malmakes came out.
Yeah, me too.
So, oh, Josh says maybe I'm looking in the wrong place, but the only Ring Fit on Amazon is $200. Doesn't look like they're pre-orders. Oh, well, maybe it only applies to things that aren't out yet. Maybe it is only strictly pre-orders if it's something that's already come out, because Ring Fit's been out for a year, so maybe they won't let you do that. But it should. The MSRP on it's $80, so try not to spend more than $80 on it. If you're willing to spend a tiny bit more, sometimes eBay has good deals on things that are out of stock. Like good deal in the sense of like probably a little pricier than $80, but probably not that much pricier. So, but yeah, like Joel says, they've been posting a lot about Ring Fit lately, so that's going to be probably your best way of trying to grab it, because I didn't know it was hard to find until I had whenever we bought it on the vlog. There were some other people that were like, I've been trying to find it.
Yeah, and we had walked into GameStop and
we just walked.
It was the only one they had.
Was it?
I think so. Maybe they had two, but I feel like it was the only one.
Yeah,
and it was like way up on the top shelf. Yeah,
we just walked in and got it, so I had no idea that it was so difficult to get. We got 18 months from Vegetable Sorbet, celebrating my 18-month anniversary by arriving late due to work. Fun times. Well, still, you're here. So congrats on 1+. 3 months from Rider082, that's a plus. 300 bits from Wizard Grad Student. Continuing on the science facts, have y'all heard of the protein Sonic Hedgehog? A potential inhibitor has been renamed Robotnikin, or Robotnikinin, and it's essential in the hedgehog signaling pathway, a very important pathway in development. I have not heard of that. Noah says, I know Sonic Hedgehog!
I love that protein.
I mean, Noah's the person that I would expect to know that, so I guess that adds up. Science is wild. Purple Boy says, we out here loving proteins. Also 200 bits from Wizard Grad Student, and a 14-month resub from Blake, B.O. Rasmussen. We got 3 alerts.
Yeah.
This is a good time to remind everybody. Oh, my back popped. A good time to remind everybody.
People said when you mentioned your shirt that they couldn't see it because the cup was in the way.
Oh. Can they see it now? Let me go over to the thing so I can... Can you read it now?
Oh, you can see it better on camera than you can in person.
Yeah. It depends how, if people's screens are too dark,
yeah,
they won't be able to see it.
In person, like from here, I can't even see that there's anything on your shirt.
It is a They Might Be Giant shirt. If my shirt appears completely black, I guarantee you that your monitor or television is too dark, and you should be adjusting it a little bit. It should not be that dark. But if you can see it, it says they might be giants. They printed a black on black shirt, and I was like, that is so stupid.
I want it.
I want it. And it is extremely hard to see in person.
Yeah,
if you catch it in the light, you can vaguely see it. And even then, like, I have to like stand still, and people have to like, it's funny.
And whenever I see your shirts, like, I'm like, since when does Steven have like an all black shirt? There's like, you always have stuff printed on your shirts. And I'm like, you don't have just like plain any color t-shirts except white. Because you have all those white undershirts.
Yep.
Yeah.
Life is surprising. Also get a sub from Zephyr West. Zephyr, thank you.
Cool of you to be one of those brightness tests at the start of a video game.
Adjust the brightness slider until the text on the shirt is legible. Man, just getting ideas for things. As a reminder, tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern,
Disc only
podcast
on twitch.tv/ProtonJohn.
That's the one. Me, John, Jared, and Tom will be talking about some.
It doesn't matter.
It is the premiere. It is the first one, and I'll mention about introducing ourselves, and so anyone who starts it later on will have a vague idea of what's going on. Otherwise, vlog today. I haven't worked on it yet, but because I just woke up. But knowing what else is going on today, I'm like, yeah, that if that doesn't come out, something's went wrong. And then we go back to Smash Brothers today because it's Tuesday, and today's episode is Corrin, aka Dragon Arm Lance and Ground.
Yeah, that's what you could name them.
I mean, that's what it is. So, it's basically the same. Corn. But this corn grass. Didn't work on it while you slept? Slacker.
Is corn grass?
And then otherwise, I'm thinking maybe tomorrow we'll have the full version of Mal's Pikmin piece out.
Hopefully, yeah.
Hopefully. So we should be good there. And that's it.
My video, disc only.
I covered all 3 channels and disc only.
And Friday we're continuing Breath of the Wild.
Yeah. So. Oh, and if folks didn't see the change, I'll just tell people now since I'm thinking about it. We're going to be changing how we do the stream on Friday, where we're not going to worry about backseat because we're going to have chat off on our end. And I think that'll make a better experience for everybody.
On our end. So, like,
we will not see chat during gameplay.
Yeah, we'll see it in between.
So that means that people will be able to yell about what's going on, and mods won't have to play whack-a-mole with them.
We still ask that people avoid spoilers.
Yeah, don't talk about any, end-of-game stuff,
yeah.
Or, anything that would still be considered a spoiler, try to avoid that. But, if for instance, the Blood Moon was coming up, you could be like, holy crap, the Blood Moon is coming up, and then everyone would be able to talk about that, and we can't see it, so it'd be good. Brandon says, but if you're like, oh my god, they're not using ice, it's fine. It's true. It's true.
Because, we didn't know about some of the things that happened, and the mods were working very hard to keep it out of chat.
Yeah, it's just, I understand everyone's perspective.
Yeah.
Ours and mods and the viewers, and it seems like this is a much better alternative. So, because chat can more freely speak, mods don't have to sit there and go and try and stop it. And then it's also difficult for chat too, because sometimes chat doesn't know, they don't know exactly what, they don't know where that line is.
Yeah.
And that line has to be considered very quickly based on what's what we're doing and what mods feel like is okay or is not okay, or what viewers think is okay or is not okay. Very difficult. So we're going to make it a lot easier on mods, and a lot more enjoyable for chat to freely talk about stuff. And when we come back to the breaks, we'll be talking with everybody, and then people can be like, that was crazy. You guys swam into the chest. Did you forget about ice? And we'll go, oh yeah. I guess we did. So, should be fun. Okay.
Okay.
That's it. Hope you all have a wonderful Tuesday. And I hope that I'll see you tonight. If you're not there live tonight, Dan is going to be putting together like the on-demand
The podcast.
Yeah. And that'll be out, from what I understand, by the end of the week. So maybe we'll have more to talk about on Thursday. Hopefully. I don't know. We'll
And I'm not sure which podcast services it's going on, but
Coffee.
pretty sure Spotify, Stitcher. I don't remember what else Dan said.
Yeah, I don't understand podcast stuff.
Yeah.
But once we know, we'll have links and stuff, so people see it. One final alert here, 300 bits from Shy. If we're recommending shows, particularly anime, no way I'm missing out. Here we go. Have you heard of a little-known show called Dragon Ball? Okay, actual recommendation. There's an amazing early 2000s anime on Netflix called Rurouni Kenshin. It's set in Japan at the start of the industrial era and follows the story of a soft-spoken samurai in an age where samurai are dying off. For more recent shows, the Digimon reboot is also airing on Crunchyroll right now.
I did want to watch the Digimon reboot.
I've heard of Rurouni. I didn't know anything past the title, but I've heard that name before. Of course, I guess that's a theme from this morning.
Yeah.
I've heard of some of these shows. Anyway. Favorite anime is Frasier. Have a wonderful Tuesday. We will see you guys hopefully tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern over on John's channel for Disc Only.